All to play for in the bikes. The riders only have 153 kilometres to cover today, but the sand is soft and the navigation tricky, so expect the unexpected. 3 men are still fighting for the crown.
We're so close to the finish now, you don't really want to risk too much. We'll see what happens, it's really close.
I think a battle all the way to the finish line, which I'm excited for.
The plan is full gas.
But it's game over for Mason Klein, who didn't take the start this morning.
It was his own decision to not start. We prepared his bike yesterday evening before. Yeah, we know it could maybe change, but in the end it was a wise decision to not start, and they are checking up now his head. That was the main problem.
Well, we hope that Mason is okay, and sadly the Dakar also came to an unfortunate end for Matthias Walkner. It hasn't been the Austrian's year. He didn't race in the build-up to the rally, and then he had a nasty crash in the first week. And after coming off his bike again at kilometre 55 today, he had to be taken to hospital with lower back trauma. We wish Matthias a speedy recovery. Importantly, from an overall standings perspective, Kevin Benavides stopped to help his KTM teammate, and that was time that he would later recover. In the meantime, Toby Price had blasted off in third position. Through the first few time checks, he was a handful of seconds down on Skylar Howes, but his opening bonus seconds wouldn't be taken into account until he crossed the finish line of this short special. Suspense guaranteed. Howes admitted that seeing Walkner being attended by the medics had somewhat thrown him off his rhythm. The American was doing his absolute best to close the 28-second gap on Price, but he was held up by a couple of minor crashes, and it just looked to be slipping through his grasp. Elsewhere, Charan Moore managed to recover the lead in original by Matul. The South African is a sand specialist, and he demonstrated his expertise by posting the fastest time in his class today. He now leads Javi Vega by over 17 minutes. Also a fine effort today from Jacob Argybright to finish as the second fastest rookie in 15th place. The American grew up racing against the likes of Howes and Ricky Brabeck, and he is just outside the top 20 overall, a man to keep an eye on in the future. The empty quarter is now behind us and the Dakar is nearly over, so let's enjoy these spectacular views over the dunes while we still can. Romain Dumontier has certainly enjoyed playing in the big sand pit these past few days and posted another fine result today in 6th place. The Frenchman heading for victory in the Rally 2 class. He goes into the final day with a 30-minute advantage over Paolo Lucci. Adrian van Beveren said this was a proper dune stage, though it wasn't always easy to read the terrain in the bright sunshine. He pushed hard at the start but then eased off after a few hairy jumps, eventually coming 4th on the stage. He is also 4th overall, although Pablo Quintanilla is only 8 seconds further back in 5th. Luciano Benavides has given a superb account of himself at this Dakar, but he couldn't quite grab his 4th stage win today. The Argentine took an early tumble, and he was also distracted by Walkner's crash. He improved as the day wore on though, eventually coming in 3rd. Luciano set to finish in the top 6 overall. Mike Doherty has been pushing hard to get a stage win in the dunes these past few days and came oh so close again this morning. The South African privateer was fastest at most of the time checks, but he missed out on a statement victory by just 30 seconds. Still, the sand specialist is hoping to keep impressing in future editions.
I'm excited on all my results, and I'm happy with the way I've been riding. Dakar is going to be here for a while, so yeah, I guess it could work out to my advantage, I guess.
And so to the overall podium. In third place, Skylar Howes. The Utah native didn't have the best day with those minor mistakes, and though he actually posted a quicker time than Price at the finish, the Aussie's bonus seconds made all the difference. He's 1 minute 31 off the pace before tomorrow's finale.
And today was going to be the day that if you were to give it everything you have, today was the day, and I gave it everything I had. And to make up 1 minute in the last day is, I would say, not really a big possibility. But we'll still give it a push. Anything can happen on the last day, so we'll give it all the way to the end.
Back to Price, who had managed to catch up with Nacho Cornejo and Daniel Sanders up at the front. In spite of a navigation mistake at kilometre 130 and a small crash, the KTM star did enough to keep hold of his overall lead, but only by the skin of his teeth. His advantage is 12 seconds before the final stage.
It's exciting for sure. At the end of the day, it would be nice to have 2 minutes, 12 minutes or something like this, but it's not much. It's very, very tight and plenty more racing to go, and anything can happen.
Well, that's because Kevin Benavides ended up having an absolute stormer. The 2021 winner recovered over 23 minutes after stopping with Valkner. That catapulted him to the top of the stage standings and put him right back in the mix for a second Dakar title. Remember, Kevin and Toby will be the last two bikers off the start line tomorrow as they set off in reverse order of overall ranking. It's going to be an absolute thriller. 3 riders in the space of a minute after so many hours of racing. It's just incredible. The level is so high. Tomorrow's the last stage. The rally isn't over until we reach the finish line. So we have to push until the final meter, give absolutely everything, and we'll see what happens. Well, as promised, Kevin went full gas to win his first stage of this edition. He's been in the top 10 every single day. Quintanilla, Sharena and Branch rounded out the top 10. 12 measly seconds. There has never been a smaller gap going into the final day of the Dakar. So which of the two KTM riders will come out on top, and which of them will take a big step towards becoming the next World Rally Raid champion? We'll find out on Sunday.